people didn't know my name, but one by one they slowly listen, cause I keep spitting the truth about how we're living in prison. We're the puppets they control just by switching an algorithm. They could use that tech for unity, instead they chose division. Now this ain't no maths lesson, but still I need precision. If I slip up once, you know they will use it as ammunition. In the news and media, making their movements easier. They're in bands, they're shaking hands, and now their palms are getting greasier. Nothing I say here is new, it's been happening for generations. The difference is they got sneaky and changed the regulations to give you less rights when they're giving you them left rights. Political boxing, yet you're the deer in the headlights. I can't believe you half believe the lies when they're in plain sight. There's bodies in the chalk and they're just lying there in plain sight. And even though they're only kids, you know these ain't no play fights. But when you bring the heat, they're in a private jet trying to take flight. It ain't right, these people need to be held accountable. Stood there on their podiums, locked down, tension impalpable. Amount of times they fucked up, well it's been getting insurmountable. No wonder the number of troubled youths is a fountain full. They need to change the culture, stop this motherfucking underfunding. They don't give a fuck about the Northwest, we're too far from London. I think I touched a nerve or maybe stumbled onto something. We just statistics that they spit out while they number crunching. Like a frog that isn't leaping, like a lung that isn't breathing, like a heart that stopped its beating when the skies are dark and ceiling. When they tell you the whole truth, but there's a part that they're concealing, then it stays hard to believe it. And man, I just can't believe it. Like a frog that isn't leaping, a lung that isn't breathing, a heart that stopped its beating, the skies are dark and ceiling. When they tell you the whole truth, but there's a part that they're concealing, then it stays hard to believe it. Man, I just can't believe it. I hate the stress the most because it eats me inside. When I tested my resting heart rate, it was 125, and I was lying in bed wondering how I'm alive. Being in this much pain every day, there's no way I'll survive. When my heart racing, it's hard to face it, never mind trying to thrive. In these times where they care more about mature cheddar and fine wine than gangs, drugs, than a knife crime. So when I rhyme, I expose those in the limelight with no lifeline for the peace we need. And it seems like if you ain't making the money, they'll kick you out in the cold. Now you're sitting on some cardboard at the side of the road begging for change, but change never happens, and so you stay and you rot there, and the people, they will not care. No, in fact they sniggering, looking down while you shivering. These conditions you living in, hopeless and feel like giving in. Homeless so you ain't fitting in, thin from a lack of vitamins. A victim of a system that's ignoring all the dissonance. Cognitively speaking, like a frog that isn't leaping, like a lung that isn't breathing, like a heart that stopped its beating when the skies are dark and ceiling. When they tell you the whole truth, there's a part that they're concealing, so it stays hard to believe it. A frog that isn't leaping, a lung that isn't breathing, a heart that stopped its beating when the skies are dark and ceiling. When they tell you the whole truth, there's a part that they're concealing, so it stays hard to believe it. And man, I just can't believe it.